The following is a presentation of the Eagles Sports Network.
Carson-Newman gets ready for a road trip this week at UVA Wise on Wednesday and at Newberry on Saturday with Coach Mike Mincey. I'm Michael Watchering here for the Eagles Sports Network. And, Coach, let's talk about your prowess so far this season away from Holt Fieldhouse. You've scored more points. You're more efficient on the road. Why have you been able to perhaps find a better flow when you've left Holt Fieldhouse than you have been when you played at home?
I mean, obviously it doesn't make much sense. We have talked over the last several years about going on the road and being able to perform at a high level, and certainly I'm pleased with how we've been able to do that. But, at home, sometimes winning home games in Holt Fieldhouse are tough because, especially these last two games, we've had teams come in here and individual players shoot better than what their stats say that they've shot over the course of the season. And so, it's just one of those things we always joke about, that Holt Fieldhouse, people are going to come in here and play well, and they're going to shoot well. And sometimes when we go to their facility, they don't even shoot as well as what they would come here. But anyway, I think I'm proud of our team, how they can go on the road and be focused and have a mindset to try to get the job done on the road. And we'll get things figured out at home. We've won the last two games at home, and so maybe we've righted the ship when it comes to playing inside Holt Fieldhouse.
You talk about individual performers. Well, UVA Wise has a couple of those that have had A, big games against you, or B, big games this season. Nia Van Sant's their leading scorer. What makes them a difficult team to defend?
Well, they're an elite-level scoring team, in my opinion. I mean, last year they were right behind us. I think they were 14th in the country in scoring, second in the sack. Very efficient, shoot a really high field goal percentage, night in and night out. And they've got some nice pieces when it comes to the offensive end of the floor. And obviously you're playing them on their backyard, playing on their home floor. Last year I think the game was in the 90s when we played them. So, it's a tough matchup for sure. And you got two high-scoring teams going against each other.
They are a great home team. They're 3-0 this year. I think they're 20-8 in the last 3 years at home. What makes not just Wise but Newberry, because you've always had some tough games there, what makes those two gyms very difficult?
I mean, it's just going on the road, Obviously, teams are supposed to play better at home. They're supposed to shoot it better at home, and we're not. And you got to have things go your way. You be able to get to the free throw line, try to get points in the paint, maybe second chance points. And, we were lucky to get out there last year with a W. Got us a nice little lead, and then they came back on us, and we held on to get the victory. But, you speak about them and Newberry. Newberry's always been an interesting place to shoot. I think we've done okay the last couple of times we've been over there. But in the last couple of times we've been to Wise, I think we've shot in the 40s. So hopefully we can do the same when we go and visit those two teams this week.
Let's talk about Newberry. What challenges does that group present? I know that you haven't quite gotten there maybe in the scouting, but what challenges do the Wolves this year present? Well,
their record with a lot of these teams this early in the year is not indicative of how good they are and can certainly be. And Newberry's very big. I think they're big, and I think they're skilled. And any team that we play that has good size can give you issues on the defensive end and certainly on the offensive end as well.
When you look at your team, for much of the year you had gone a little platoon style. There had been a lot of even minutes amongst everybody. That changed against Anderson. How are you seeing your team evolve here through the first 8 games?
Well, I think we're still trying to figure it out, and we knew that with injury or sickness, whatever, that narrative could change a little bit in terms of being able to go 5 for 5. And we wanted to kind of ride that wave as long as we could, because we felt like through preseason camp and even in these early games that, we had 10 or 11 players that deserved to play. Maybe not the same minutes, but, and we were trying to get Braylon back in the flow after, only getting 2 weeks basically of practice before the first game of the year. And obviously she's completely back at this point. But the other day against Anderson, we had to change it based off of our personnel. And, what we'll do in the next few games, only time will tell. And it kind of will go game by game. If we feel like we need to go 5 for 5, maybe we will. Or if it's a game plan that we want to go 5 for 5. But either way, as a coach, I feel very confident in how we can kind of put a scheme out there to try to be successful.
Coach, thanks for the time. Best luck this week.
Thank you, Michael.
It's Mike Mincey. I'm Michael Watchering here for the Eagles Sports Network.